Organized Grind with Oracle Uno.
Yeah.
Recorded live at Graff Roots Studios in South Minneapolis.
Yes, y'all. This is Oracle Uno checking in with another episode of Organized Grind, the podcast. This is episode 19, and have another very special guest, a prominent figure in the Twin Cities hip-hop community by the name of Tla Shawn of Cherry Sky.
Yes.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead, say what's up, introduce yourself, let the listeners know a little bit about who you are, where you come from, and then we'll jump into it, man.
Peace, yes. My name is Tla Shawn, local MC out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? Represent the Southside of Minneapolis. Crew, Cherry Sky Studios, you know. Peace to all my kids, you know, that rep. One half of Sun&La. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I hate to, I don't want to,
Right.
tap myself on the shoulder, but I'm kind of a vet out here. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah, word.
So we're gonna go ahead and break it down. Why don't we go ahead and start from the beginning? Where did you grow up?
I grew up South Minneapolis, 38th Street area. Well, actually, started out, people's lived over off of 25th in Portland. We was over there in the apartment building. Then we moved to a crib over on 38th in Oakland.
Okay.
Which we lived there pretty much my whole life, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Through high school, everybody know where the crib was, you know what I'm saying? So, but my peeps ended up moving out, I'd say about 3 years ago, out to Prior Lake. So,
okay.
It's kind of weird not having the crib. It's like, my man from Doomtree, Sims, he lived close to me, man.
Oh, nice.
So, he knows about my place because I think his friends ended up moving into my people's crib, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, the whole neighborhood over there has changed, man, from when I grew up. It was a lot different. It's growing. I like it, you know what I'm saying? I had to tap in on a song called Gentrification on my new mixtape Book of TLA because I see a lot of changes in the neighborhood where I grew up. So it was just a big part of that, man. South Minneapolis is just it's my area, man. That's what I rep.
That's what's up. So were you born here then too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, man. It's rare to find somebody that was born here that reps it hard. You know what I'm saying? Because I be like, man, you dope. But a lot of kids be like, yo, I'm not even from here.
Yeah.
But they still rep it hard. I respect that. But I be looking for a lot of cats that was actually like born here.
Yeah, man. I was born in St. Paul. But growing up, because of hip-hop and, that whole thing, by the age of 12 or 13, I wound up over Southside a lot more than I was actually on the West Side, which is where I'm from. And so I moved over Southside like 2.5 years ago to actually live, and the community has just been welcoming, and I almost feel like a traitor because I feel the Southside love so much more than like the St. Paul love,
Man,
Not to put down St. Paul because I'm from the Shots. I'm a Shots Paul guy, but there's something special about the Southside, man.
That's crazy, man, that you even said that because we were just talking about this same situation like a week ago at the NOMAD. It was about, how St. Paul and Minneapolis, a lot of cats, didn't really cross the water back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like more of a, man, forget them St. Paul cats. That's how it was. That's what I was telling my guy. And I'm like, it's a lot different because you'll see a lot of St. Paul cats in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And you'll see Minneapolis cats in St. Paul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But in the end, man, it ain't, like I said, it ain't no competition, but from what I always seen, man, you had to really get your respect in Minneapolis.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
St. Paul, it's some dope MCs out there, but really, they just never had that venue to really have people come. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Our downtown is definitely not as up to snuff as this downtown
Exactly.
over here.
That's all I'm saying. Like they had little spots back in the day, you know, open mics, you know, the artist quarters or something. And, yeah, man. And they got the Amsterdam and the Palace. But besides that, man, it's like, you know, you got to come over south to really, you know, we got cats out in the suburbs fronting like they from Minneapolis.
Right. Yo,
They
that's
won't-
the worst when you run into those cats.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, rep Apple Valley,
Yeah,
rep
go ahead,
Edina,
man.
you know.
Rep your own shit.
Exactly. But that just shows you the impact Minneapolis has, man. It's
true.
real, man.
It's true.
Yep.
So why don't we go ahead and start off? Do you remember the first time that hip hop ever touched your life, as far as music, as far as culture? Are there certain songs? Like, can you remember the first time that you were like, yo, what is this shit? And it was hip hop.
Yes, dang, man. I mean, we can go way back.
Do it.
To, you know, because I got older cousins that are from Alabama.
Okay.
And we used to take trips down there every summer. And, you know, my cousins down there were like, you know, ill basketball players. Like, something about cats from down south, man, just got a different game than cats up here. Like, their football skills, basketball skills are just a little more, you know what I'm saying? That's where all of the draft cats come from in the league. So my cousins and those guys were, you know, real nice with it. But they was, you know, we would play basketball on the dirt. They played on the dirt, man, you know, down south. But they was always playing hip hop while they were playing. And I remember being young, hearing, oh man, I mean, you know, I had heard the message, and I had heard, you know, a lot of the, you know, because we used to go. Me and my brother used to break, you know.
Okay.
We was breakers, you know.
Was that your first part of the culture of hip hop, was getting into breaking? Is that how you kind of got into it?
Oh yes, definitely. Okay. Yeah, we was we was into breaking. I remember hearing really, I love the Houdini album, man. You know what I'm saying? Escape. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That was like, that was classic, man. And we, you know, we used to hear songs like Big Mouth and, you know, Freaks Come Out at Night, all of that type of
Freaks
stuff.
Come Out at Night was a jam.
You know what I'm saying? We was into that. I remember hearing South Bronx though too. I think that was one of the songs that just, man, when I heard that, I was like, wow, like, but I didn't know who it was. You know, I was shorty. You know, we used to just hear little tracks. You know, so. Fast forward, we got into breaking and started a breaking crew. We used to carry cardboard around with us.
Nice.
You know, my guy JJ Brigham, he was probably the illest breaker I ever seen.
Okay.
Here, he's still in Minneapolis doing his thing.
Nice. So if you don't mind, what year about was this?
I would say this would be about 84, 85.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. You know, I was in elementary. You know, and we was we was breaking in school and in the bathroom on that nice floor. You know, they got that tile floor in the bathroom. We used to come in there with our Puma jackets with the, you know, and just, man, your backspin would just go forever on that.
That's dope.
And then I remember them announcing on the loudspeaker in their classroom, like, there's no more breakdancing in the bathroom. They tried to think it was like some fighting type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we was like, what? So so, you know, we used to keep it on the break-in, and I used to love, you know, LL for sure. We was rocking troop jackets. We wanted the British Knights and all of that. So that, you know, fashion really probably played the biggest part for me in hip-hop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you remember what the first album or tape or whatever it was that you actually went out and purchased on your own? Like, I need to go get this from the store.
Oh, for sure. It was at Mr. Crown's over there on 38th and 4th Avenue.
Okay.
Back in the day, and it was New Edition Candy Girl.
Nice. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was back then. That was that joint.
Right.
Telling you, man. And I remember purchasing that, and then I remember that was on vinyl because we had the record player at the crib.
Okay.
And I remember, I think a little bit later, purchasing that Cold Blooded album by Rick James.
Okay.
When
Yeah.
he's standing on the corner in that black leather. Man.
Yeah.
Or no, that was that was that street that was the wrong album. He was just in the black with that leopard.
I can see it.
Yeah. Yep, it's ill, man.
So, I'm a bit younger, but I remember my mom traded a Pebbles tape for the Rick James tape. And that was the tape that she traded for back then. I remember that vividly. Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah,
Cold Blooded was like, yeah, that's a classic album.
Yeah,
there,
for sure.
man.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what was high school like for you?
Oh man, so I guess I could rewind a little bit.
Okay.
So junior high, well, from elementary, we was into the breaking, and I messed with hip hop a lot, but you would be really shook, brother. I started kind of dabbling into rock.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I listen to everything. Like, you can play something and I'm going to tell you what it is. Like, any genre. Like, maybe not none of this new stuff.
Right.
But take me back into that era. Like,
Zeppelin and like
Zeppelin,
stuff
yes.
like that.
The Doors. I mean,
The Doors,
we
for sure.
can go into that, but I'm talking about like straight heavy metal, like some Iron Maiden, Rat, you know what I'm saying? Dio or some, I was
That's
listening
dope.
to all of that, So my breakdancing and all of that, those roots kind of were fading away a little bit.
Okay.
This is probably, during like 6th grade. I guess it's the people in Minnesota that you ended up interacting with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Back then, there wasn't really hip-hop being played on the radio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these cats that I was hanging with was playing all this different type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was like, cool. We was buying Hit Parader magazines, Circus.
Okay.
Those were all like the rock magazines, kind of like The Source.
Yeah.
Or any of that. So they would have all these Motley Crues and, Metallicas. This is when like these dudes was first coming out.
Yeah.
So we was kind of like, I even went to a couple rock shows, which I never ever felt, because back then a black dude up in a rock show was kind of like, cats used to kind of like be, it was cool, but you could just feel kind of like, some funniness. It wasn't. It's not like a show today where it's just everybody,
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was like, during. It wasn't like I didn't like the music, but I was just like, I just started exploring in all types of stuff, man.
Okay.
And
so these were your high school years then, right?
This is
into rock now.
This is elementary, going slightly into junior high.
Okay.
Because it would go up to 6th grade. Then our junior high would start 7th, 8th grade. Then we would go high school, which would be 9th to 12th.
Okay. Yep.
So. Yeah, man. So this would be me leaving 6th grade, entering to the 7th grade. So by this time, after getting into junior high, I'm into skateboarding now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm skating, man, and that's my life, fam. That's all
man.
I did every day, night. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Who were some of the skaters at the time that really captured you into that culture?
Oh, like pros or just the skaters from here?
Well, let's say pros first, and then let's get into the skaters from here. Because we definitely did have, like, in the 90s, we definitely did have, like, Phobia and all.
Oh, yeah. I know all them
guys.
cats, man. Them is my peoples. So who got me into it? Like, I was into what was hype is that skating like I told you, I was into fashion too.
Uh-huh.
So going into junior high, and I would see a lot of these cats with boards and skating. They was wearing Billabong. They was wearing Stussy.
Okay, yeah.
Man, they was wearing Vision,
Yeah.
Vans back when, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, man.
Airwalk.
Yeah.
You know, and all of that stuff was fly. I was like, oh, this is, but I was still feeling the skating, the boards, and I was like, okay, let me grab a board. And boards back then were expensive. If you was riding a Veriflex, like
Okay,
one of them
right.
Target boards,
Yeah.
you was getting clowned, fam. You was really, so I was like, nah, I got to save up and get a board. So I got like I forgot what. Oh yeah, I got a Steve Caballero.
Okay.
That's a Power Peralta from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had one of those, and yeah, man, and those are probably the cats that got me hype. Is the Bones Brigade?
Okay,
that
yeah,
was
yo,
Tony Hawk,
Bones Brigade
Tommy
was the
Guerrero, Lance Mountain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mike McGill.
Yeah, I think they have a film on Netflix too now about all of that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they have all the footage from back then and all that.
Yeah.
So was this a time where the skateboard just had the one side
yeah,
up
it was
as
just
well?
one-
You didn't have
You
the
didn't
second
have the
kick
nose.
for
It was
yeah,
no
yeah.
concave. It was just the tail.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We had rails on them, on
Yeah.
the rail slides and
Yeah, man.
and everything. Because I'm telling you, boards was expensive. So this was all to protect your board.
Right.
You know, and just to keep it cool, really. Because,
Yep.
you know, but yeah, man, people started looking at that stuff corny, taking all of that stuff off. And,
Okay.
yeah, man, and yeah, I was watching skate videos. That's how we did it on VHS. We would wait for the new skate video to drop.
Yeah.
Watch those, learn all the tricks, go try them.
Okay.
Man, this is back before. Oh, that's when it was so fun. Man.
Right. That's
'Cause,
dope.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna brag, but I was the first black dude in Minneapolis to do a 360 kickflip.
Nice. Damn,
know what
yo,
I'm
that's
saying?
that's a technical trick too.
Yeah,
That
I
takes
was
some
doing
practice.
them. Yeah, once I got it down, I was doing them like nothing, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just curious now because this is wasn't even expecting this, but so did you have places that you could skate, and then did you have like a crew of friends that held you down too, or like kind of what was that dynamic like?
Yeah, because so like the cats I met in high school were becoming my skate buddies, like because I skated with my guy Roger Kelly, my guy Eric Jeffries, Aaron Barrett. Man, it's mad skaters that we and my dude lived out in Richfield because skating back then we used to want to skate out on that nice smooth pavement which the suburbs had, so we would hop the bus and be out there in Richfield, Edina. We would hop the fence and skate the Edina pool and stuff, you know. But yeah, man, those dudes were all in high school with us, and we would enter competitions. They had a competition at Calhoun every year called Aquatennial, the skate jam. I entered that one year and took second place.
Dope.
Yeah, man.
Dope, man. Did you get hassled by the cops back then?
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know if you ever seen those stickers that used to say skateboarding is not a crime.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Right. That was real spit right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a real thing, getting chased, you know, by security at like these buildings because they had the handrails.
Okay.
And they had the nice smooth marble that you could just slide on.
Yeah.
It was just grind and just, so we would go skate those, and they would be hiding behind those dark tinted windows of these buildings. You would know, and they would just pop out, try to take your board or do something. So yeah, man, it was way before, you know, it was cool. This is now
man.
It's cool. Now you see these handrails with all these
Right.
stubs on them, so you can't slide on them. We started all of this, man.
Yeah.
People got to understand, you know.
That's dope, man. I never knew, but I know that I've seen a logo or some merch, and I think you used the Thrasher logo.
Exactly.
And it was Tla Shawn, and
Right.
I was like, I was kind of like taken back, like, well, that's cool, but like I was like, I wonder if he's into skating.
Exactly.
But
yeah, I would be
this
hurt at
confirms
someone to take that. I see a lot of cats that pump, you know, skateboarding gear or Vans now. It's like, only if you knew the,
Yeah.
but I can't be mad at him because it's fly. It caught my eye like that back
man.
then. But, I really got involved. Like, this was like that was my life. Like, I'd never thought I would be an MC. I mean, it was cool. I liked hip hop, but,
Yep.
At a point, man, skating evolved to crazy. I mean, it got extreme. That's what it called, extreme sports.
Right.
When we did it, it was not like, it was extreme. We was ill. Now, don't get it wrong. Handrail, like, you can really get messed up, fam. Like, I was taking like, I was doing handrails and, if you felt my leg right now, like, you would feel all the from the board through years just banging through my shins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Like, so I'm on that real skating. So, but
That's
yeah,
dope, man.
after a while, I was like, you know what, man, I'm good. I just kind of just didn't really start riding as much, and then it just slowly. And on the low, I made a song on my project called which one was that, man? It was on my Precious Jewels album, or it was on the no. Sorry, it was on the Cherry Sky album.
Okay.
With my guy LIB. Shout out LIB. But I did a song talking about reasons that I put the board down. It's a song called Black Skater. I shot a video for it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you never seen Black Skater?
I've never seen it. No.
Man,
so
we might have to pull that song up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So the song.
What do you think is like one of the biggest obstacles you face so far, being like a black skateboarder or a skateboarder, period?
Organized Grind with Oracle.
Tla Shawn.
Recorded live at Graff Roots Studios in South Minneapolis.
Talk to these skaters for my grinders, dark sliders, chilling like a villain, midnight riders. This is for my innovators, black skaters wearing invaders. Man, fuck all the haters. So niggas on the asphalt skating they ass off, going mad fast with their helmets and pads off. We stay up in the street, we rolling 10 deep. We skate all night while the world's counting sheep.
Catch me read a thrash or a trans world with a pair of Vans on and a board to stand on. 360 kickflips, I used to get my land on. I just had to remind them before them handrails was marked up, I was the first kid to grind them. Search for Animal Chin, I was the first one to find them. Overlands mountains view from a Tony Hawk. They said, why you ride a skateboard? I said, why you only walk?
This is for my grinders, dark sliders, chilling like a villain, midnight riders. This is for my innovators, black skaters wearing invaders. Man, fuck all the haters. So niggas on the asphalt skating they ass off, going mad fast with their helmets and pads off. We stay up in the street, we rolling 10 deep. We skate all night while the world's counting sheep.
One of the only dark brothers out on the cement, spending all my money on decks and independence. I used to ride Vision and I had the shoes, Santa Monica Airlines and Santa Cruz. Pop swap, riding on my Rob Scott. That's when I had the box top like Ray Barbie. Hey, get out my way and say sorry. When I skate they say Dolly. Twist out like Clay Audia, back to Artie Clay.
This is for my grinders, dark sliders, chilling like a villain, midnight riders. This is for my innovators, black skaters wearing invaders. Man, fuck all the haters. So niggas on the asphalt skating they ass off, going mad fast with their helmets and pads off. We stay up in the street, we rolling 10 deep. We skate all night while the world's counting sheep.
What about like police chasing you out of certain places? And I mean,
always gonna have a hater doing something. They got haters for people rap. They got the police for the rappers, police for everybody. Now they got police for skaters.
Yeah, so the song Black Skater is all about why I stopped, because back then a black dude skateboarding in the hood where I lived wasn't cool.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of cats would be like, man, what you doing, man? That's some white boy shit, man.
Yeah.
That's what they would say. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't cool. I mean, I was cool with cat. I didn't trip, you know what I'm saying? But I was just like, after a while, like, man, this is.
Yeah, man.
This ain't going nowhere, man.
It's really wild how it infiltrated the hoods now, you know, I think it has to do with a lot of like Lil Wayne and stuff like that.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But like even in my day, you know, in the 2000s, in the 90s,
Yeah.
kids from the hood were not fucking with you if you were
No,
skating. But
no.
you had to have your like skate crew with you.
Exactly.
And the other thing too is like, if they wanted to scuffle, you had this board with some trucks.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, like,
I've
you want to
seen
fuck with
cats-
us?
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
You ain't, yeah, man. Skaters was not taking no mess either.
Nah, man.
Skaters, people that skate for real are really about it, though, you know? 'Cause
Yeah.
the fact that you could take these big, hard falls and wipe out and
Yeah.
get right back up, like, what
Yeah.
you trying to do to me is not, like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's, yeah, man.
There
I
came
love-
a point in my life too where after I just got hurt too much, I was just like, this just
Oh, yeah.
ain't for me.
That's
you know?
what I.
I think I tried to jump this like 5-stair, and like in the process, like the board flipped upward, and I landed just nuts first on
Oh,
the fucking
dude, yeah.
board, and I was out for 2 weeks.
So
and
you
then,
understand,
And then, yeah,
man.
then I was like, I'm not. And then that's when the fear started to control me more, because I
Yeah.
was like, I know what that feels like, and I ain't trying to go through that shit again. Whereas I had one friend from high school who went pro. His name is Dane Vaughn, and he's still out there now. He rides for DGK.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
Dope.
He was the only one from my pack of 15 skate friends who went and actually went pro.
Oh,
So,
okay, dope.
Shout out to Dane. But yo, man, let's go ahead and get into this first commercial break. This has been fun so far. We're gonna jump into your music next and see
Yeah.
how that all started. So yeah, we're kicking it with Tla Shawn, Cherry Sky. This is Organized Grind, the podcast. We'll be right back.
Yo. Representing the Midwest, this is Truth Maze. Yes, y'all. Check out the new EP. It's entitled The Holy Bible. You can find it on Spotify and Apple Music and elsewhere. Red Pill Music, baby. You see, with my words I can heal or kill. Talk fuck shit or truly keep it real. I can grab up a burner and flame my brother, or he and I can train so we elevate each other. I could talk about pussy all day and all night and not admit I'm toxic and don't treat women right. I could tell everybody how to pop a new pill, or tell the next generation the matrix is real. Cause what I know is I hold the power at will. Still sharp and still, goddamn it, it's ill. For mentally the blade I hold, it takes skill, specially designed so I can kill Bill. And the fake shit in me I need to reveal. That's what a God does with the ability to build. My soul is my rock, my spirit's my shield. My soul is my rock, my spirit's my shield.
Yes, y'all. This is Organized Grind, the podcast with Oracle Uno, kicking it with Tla Shawn. Just reminiscing about skating, man. You just told me a fun little story about Dem Atlas.
Yeah, man. I hopped on his board at the Caboose one night and just did a manual. That kid was bugging, like, yo, like looking at his board like dude from Back to the Future. Like, damn, you just did that on this? Like, yeah, cats don't even, you look at me and you wouldn't even think I could skate, man, but I'll have you really surprised, man.
Yeah, man, and you just showed me that skate card too.
Yeah, man. Skate Oasis that used to be on Lake Street, man. This is way before Third Layer, all of that, man. This is where it all started for skate parks in Minneapolis, man. I was there doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
man,
saying?
that's dope. So okay, so you're skating. It's after high school at this point. You're into rock and just different shit. What brought you back to hip hop to where you were like, I'm gonna try to write something? Like what was the moment where you were like, I'm picking up this pen, I'm gonna try to write a rhyme?
So as I was saying, at the end of the skateboarding for me, I was just like, you know, a lot of cats was not, you know, feeling it. And I didn't stop skating because how other people felt about it. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it was just getting too extreme. It was like for you to get a sponsorship, you know, because that's what we was all seeking. We was trying to get that, you know what I'm saying? We wanted free decks, free stickers and shirts, you know, but in order to do that, man, like you really had to really kill yourself. Like as far as like trick wise, you know, nose grinds down handrails and stuff. I mean, stuff's cool, but then they took it to the next level on, you know, you had to be a certain type of good, you know, and it was just like, man, I was just like, I'm good, man. I ain't trying to.
Yeah.
I had already skated for a while, but you know, I had my hood props in skating. Like, I know like legendary skater pros from here.
Mm-hmm.
Dave LaRue, Ryan Fabries, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My dude, Darren Neverett, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So these cats is all took off in the skate, you know, but I used to skate with these dudes. So I'm just saying, man, like, I just always loved hip hop too, you know, even from back, you know, so.
Yeah. So did you get a beat from someone, or like what was the inspiration for you to want to do your first rhyme?
What we did, so I'm in high school at Roosevelt High School in Minneapolis. All of my skate friends, we was there, you know, but I hung out. I'm from the hood too, so I didn't just hang out with skaters, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I hung out with these brothers, you know, and we used to go up to the corner store during lunch. I don't know if they still let you do that during high school, leave or not.
Okay. I mean, when I went, you know, we kind of left on our own. I don't think we were supposed to.
You can leave to go get lunch and come back. All right. So at our school, they used to let you leave for like a good half hour to go get lunch, come back. So what we did, we all met up at the corner store called Al's Market up on 42nd and 28th.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I got a song called 42nd. But
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So that's where we used to be at Al's Market. And a lot of my homies, I don't know if you know about Omar, but he's a classic freestyler from Minneapolis. Like, he's one of if you read Zach's book, he's one of the, like, a dude that's in that book heavy about. Ask Zach about Omar.
Yeah.
So Omar, my guy Headache, Mike. Oh, it's just so many cats. They used to be up at the corner store at Al's Market battling each other, just freestyling. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And my guy 7 Star Cordell, he used to skate too, but we used to always, you know, freestyle with each other and stuff. So that's just kind of how back then, man. It was not like, let me get a beat and let me write a song.
Sure.
No, it was about building your skills up as an artist of freestyling, MCing over nothing, over a beatbox.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how we did it. We would just, my guy Star could beatbox, you know, and we would just mess around in my basement at the crib freestyling. I'm like, man, I could do this, because I was good at, you know, back then it's about talking about somebody.
Right.
That was more about dissing somebody. So, you know, it turned into that, and then we just kept doing it, man. And during high school, my guy that I ended up meeting, his name's Causey. He worked in the lunchroom. He was much older than us. We were in high school. He was already out of high school. He worked in the cafeteria, but he lived right up the block from me. But fast forward, he ended up started to do beats.
Okay.
So at his house, we would go over to his house and mess around with tracks. My guy 7 Star learned he had an MPC 60.
Nice.
This is when the 60s. You know the bit. You know what I'm saying? He had the 60, and Star learned how to do beats a little bit on it. My man Causey, he was doing beats, and we were like, man, you know, let's use all of these beats. And every Friday, what we did was have a thing that we started. I hear it all over the place now. We called it Freestyle Fridays.
Okay.
Freestyle Fridays every Friday at my man Causey's crib.
Sounds lit.
It was, man, he got all the tapes. He could probably fill this. He could probably fill this area with all the cassette tapes he recorded every night.
That's dope.
So what we would do is we would take industry mixtape tracks that, you know, the hottest mixtape tracks, because you could buy a single back then.
Right.
That would have the single, and then the flip side would be the instrumental.
Yep.
So I still have all of those, but we would just rock to the instrumentals and freestyle record them.
Yeah.
You know, and then we would later start rocking to their beats, you know.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Just flip it up.
So about what year was this now?
This was, I would say, well, I skipped way ahead, but this was probably like, I would say, man, 99, 2000.
Okay,
like
okay.
maybe like, yeah, this is
Right.
like way a little bit after high school, after we
Yep.
we had already kind of, you know, did the high school thing.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
was done skateboarding and,
Yep.
you know, I kind of was like, man, just, you know, working in this freestyling, got
Right.
into hip hop. I loved all of the hip hop that was coming out at the time. That was probably a bigger influence because during that time, after high school, I could say that was like 90, 95, 96
Okay,
era.
so this is like Pac and Wu-Tang
Yeah,
and
the
Biggie
Nas's and
Nas.
everything.
Jay was first coming out.
And that's probably, hey man, Wu-Tang was life changing for my crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was life changing. Like kids really started doing their degrees, started doing the knowledge.
Right.
You know, a lot of my brothers became GOD. You know what
Sure,
I'm saying?
yep.
So it was
5%.
Yeah, it was all about really. Like kids really was living a life like on that, taking heed to what they were saying, and
Yeah.
you know, it was like kind of really they showed kids how to stay sharp with your rhymes. Like, you know, they was throwing darts like, oh shit, like. So I already knew, like, man, we was on a different level as far as MCing with a lot of the other cats in the city, like,
Yeah.
because my influences, I think, with metal, skateboarding, just all different cultures intertwined with my rhymes, kind of just made it a little more complex for cats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, especially when you're studying the separate song structures that aren't necessarily the hip hop song structure. It teaches you to kind of think outside of the box with shit.
Bro, yeah,
you
definitely,
know?
man. Yes.
So as far as influences, like, was there a handful of cats that, like, when you first started to rap and first started to put together your rhymes, that, like, this is my prototype MC that, like, I wish that I could be like back when you were first starting?
Oh, well, who really got me to start I said it in the song, but who got me to really write my first rap was EPMD. Like,
okay.
Their album, like, them was my favorite cats, man. That Strictly Business album.
Yeah, man.
That's like classic for me, man. So Eric Sermon was I always kind of felt like I was like a Eric Sermon. He kind of remind me of myself, like how he looked and just, he had swag. Eric, he used to always be geared up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I used to kind of just take a lot of stuff from EPMD, you know what I'm saying? They had the fisherman cap style, and their whole swag is what I kind of was like, yeah, man, I'm going to, you know, kind of take this vibe, man.
For sure.
You know, so
man, they had the whole package. Like, they had the fucking banging beats. Not only were the raps good, but they had, like, the attitude to them, you know, like, it just transmitted.
They were the perfect blend, man. Like, Eric and Parrish, man, that was it for me. After that, I was like, yeah, man, I'm you know, just rap hip hop forever, man.
That's
I mean, that's not like I don't. Man, you play something that's dope, I'm going to feel it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not probably going to go try to do it.
Right.
But I'm going to, you know, this is what I'm doing right now, like, you know.
Yep. So, all right, so your friends are starting to make beats, you're starting to get around some recording. When's the first time that you hit the stage in front of a crowd and took your rhymes public?
Oh, man, that's...
and what was the venue, if you can remember?
Ooh. That's a good one. Man, we rocked so many stages. Dang, I don't even know my first show. Let me see. Well, my first time hitting the stage, this is the first time hitting the stage was in elementary school.
Okay.
I was we had a talent show.
Yeah.
And it was you know, we was like, man, it was a bunch of kids really like playing, like, I think violins, like doing like what
dances
they really
and
did.
Shit and...
I came up with this idea with my friends in elementary. My guy Nate Patterson, my guy Josh, R.I.P. Josh, and my guy Dale Jor. I was like, man, let's lip sync some, because back then lip singing shows were big. They had a show called Putting on the Hits. And,
Okay.
lip singing show, yeah. So it was just like, yeah, man, let's lip sync something, man. Let's all get some instruments and just, act like we're a band. So I was like, they're like, all right, cool. The band let us use like all of their little stuff, so we was out there acting like we were.
Nice.
So the song we did was Cameo, Candy.
Yeah, man. Ow.
Yes, and I had
Cameo had that voice, man.
exactly just like Candy. That was the song. So, man, I used to have the flat top like Larry Blackman.
Nice. Oh, shit.
Only thing I was missing was that little red cup he used to wear in the video. But I had like a suit jacket. My guys were all fly. Man, we had oh my God, I wish it was cameras from back then.
Yeah, man.
Man, we had the whole school, the little auditorium, wherever we was at, they was like, man.
Shut it down.
I felt like a star that whole week. They was geek. I was like, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was ill, fam.
Talent shows were definitely like the thing back then.
Yeah.
Like that was my first shit too. I ever rapped in front of somebody was the talent show, and I got them to do the call, and like when I say this, y'all say that, and I was like 11 or 12 years old. And to hear all the kids and the teachers and shit, they're giving you that.
Exactly.
I was hooked.
Yeah.
I was hooked from that.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. That will. I'm sure a lot of people have filled their dreams after talent shows.
Yeah, man.
Because
that's a great place to start.
That feeling, you're like, man, I need to get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just I think it's an acceptance thing. Like, man, they accept me. They like what I did.
Right.
Once you get past that, you can just keep going. That's why people be like, I be like, man, don't be nervous. Like when I tell a lot of artists, they be kind of like nervous and like, I don't like performing in front of people. I'm just like, you gotta just feel it in yourself, man. It's
exactly.
like they gonna feel it if you feeling it.
Right.
If you're not feeling it, they not gonna feel it.
Yep.
If you're not feeling yourself, how I'm gonna feel you.
Right.
That's really it right there.
So, all right. So, what were some of your first shows then? Not the very first hip hop show, but just some of your beginning venues and shows and people that you rocked with live in like years, if you can.
Okay. So, like I said, I did a Freestyle Fridays every Friday with my man Call Z. So we were doing beats over there. Call Z started making a bunch of beats. Then Call Z met this guy that moved here from Chicago, Illinois, named Morocco.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's who's on that lab work.
Exactly.
Project.
So Morocco, you know what I'm saying, starts coming over. He tells this dude like, yeah, man, we do this Freestyle Fridays every Friday. Come through. I got my guys. They be over here. So he comes over and he got a whole different style to his style.
Right.
But it's so
dope.
Killer. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's nice with it.
He had bars, and we were like, oh, it was he had a different style back then. Like, he was talking about stabbing principals and, teachers. Man, if you hear his rhyme, but he had us dying. So we ended up saying, man, you know what, man, we got all these beats and, we got all of these cats. So we just said, let's start up a group back then. So what we named ourselves was Northern Darkness.
Okay.
Reverse from Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Because we was all dark-skinned brothers from the North.
Yeah, okay.
So we did that. And my guy Call Z knew this cat by the name of Ja Bang. And this is like a little bit later, man.
Okay. So we're talking like when?
We have been doing Freestyle Fridays, man, I would say probably like 2 years straight.
Okay.
I mean, like everybody who was somebody that was an MC back then coming up has stopped by there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just to kick it and rhyme.
Kel C's been through there.
Shout out Kel, man.
Yeah, man. Man, everybody. I can go on, man. I think even Slug might have came through there before. But, we used to be on the Freestyle Fridays every Friday, and then my guy had met this cat, and he had got us a show at First Avenue.
Oh, okay.
So it was I got the flyer at the crib. It's
nice.
us, Atmosphere, it's Northern Darkness, Atmosphere, and hieroglyphics.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was a hiero show. My guy had brought these cats here, and what was crazy is, well, this was one of the first shows because we opened up for hiero like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I was just talking to my guy from Los Angeles last night about, because he moved from Hawaii to Los Angeles and then got into hip hop that way. And so he was in the Los Angeles scene. And I was trying to explain to him how pivotal hiero was in kind of cross-pollinating our scene.
Yes.
And us doing the same for them, and it became a very good collaborative.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
It really helped spread the music out farther than just here.
Right. Oh yeah.
You
Definitely. Hiero definitely did that.
Yeah.
Man. And that was dope, man. I remember one of the second shows we did with Hiero, my guy wanted me to pick him up from, I think it was the bus station or somewhere, but I remember I think I had Opio and A Plus and it might have been Festo in the whip, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
man, that's crazy.
And it was crazy. I remember this situation because I picked them up, and this is at the time when Capital Punishment had just dropped, Big Pun.
Fuck yeah.
You
That's
know
a
what
classic.
I'm saying? But that's how I felt. I'm playing it in the car, and I remember A Plus, like, oh man, what is like who? Oh,
Right.
this kid.
It's some East Coast shit.
Yeah,
What you
or I
playing
mean,
this for?
yeah, I remember A Plus kind of had like a funny ass comment about it, but I was just like, I just like, that's funny, but that's just a classic time.
That's
you know what
dope.
I'm saying? Yeah,
That's dope. So, okay, so, man, so you're playing First Ave, you're playing with Hiero. Where does Cherry Sky start to begin?
Oh, that's a little,
That's later still?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
let's build up to that then.
So what it is we did the Northern Darkness group.
Okay.
And I told you that was me, Morocco, my man Causey.
Mm-hmm.
We had started a group, and my guy that I was rapping with, or that I was in high school with, 7 Star Cordell.
Yeah.
He learned how to do beats as well. He was good at beats. He ended up buying his own MP.
Okay. Nice.
So he ended up doing that and started up a group called Loose Lips.
Okay. All right.
And we were doing shows together sometimes, and he ended up connecting with his brother Snuff and my man Funkus, and we would do tracks over at his studio, and we would do tracks at 7 Star Studio. And man, let me see, Snuff and Funk, they were in that group. And then Morocco ended up doing some stuff with Loose Lips. That's what it was.
Okay.
He ended up kind of leaving Northern Darkness and doing tracks with them. But we kept doing shows, and we did some stuff at the Lab in St. Paul. Did you ever know the Lab?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
No.
it was right next to the Bedlam, right there on that little street. This is like a lot of shows have been there. I've seen, man, Phife Dawg and a couple people.
That sounds
there.
dope.
Yeah,
I wish I could have caught it.
Yeah, me and Wiz got a photo with Phife. Luckily,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it's so dope, bro.
Bless up to Phife for sure.
Yeah, so we were doing shows there, man, and just things, man. Like I said, man, I don't know, just things just fell apart with not fell apart, but we just ended up
Sure, like growing up and just kind
Exactly,
of going,
man.
like
Just-
life hits.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
we during this Freestyle Fridays, we've gained bonds with so many artists in the community, and my guy, one of the guys I went to high school with, named Will Greens.
Okay, yep.
He was, got into hip hop too, and he knew about Freestyle Fridays. So, we all blazed and stuff. We were like, man, come over, blaze, man, and bust some flows. So he came through Freestyle Fridays, got influenced by what was going on, and he went and bought his own MP.
Okay.
You know what I
Just
mean?
squatted up with NPCs all
Everybody
over the
had
place.
an MP. That was the thing, you know
That's
what I'm
tight,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah, so he had an MP, and he started stuff going in his basement.
Okay.
So go to his basement. He's got an MP doing beats.
Yeah.
He got his friends coming through there. We go over there, blaze some time. So I go over there, a couple of times, and he got Big Wiz and Tony Bones over there. This is when they young, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yep.
So, I had met Wiz previously at a spot. We were freestyling. I think it was Unicus there. Mm-hmm. My man Pee Wee Dread was there.
Okay, yeah.
This was all at my homegirl Madeline's crib.
Sure.
Right over south.
Okay.
We were all at her crib drinking, freestyling, and this is the first time I'm meeting Wiz.
Okay.
And I'm hearing him freestyle. We're all freestyling, and I'm like, fam, did you write that? I was like, that was dope. He was like, nah, I didn't write that. It was freestyle. He's like, I have never wrote a rhyme. I was like, word?
Oh, shit.
I was like, man, you know what? You should really think about writing that, man. And you probably, come up with a song. And you ask Wiz to this day, he'll tell you I was the first cat to get him to write a verse.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, so
that's dope.
And we ended up doing beats over at my guy Will's. He started a production company called Lyrical Production.
Okay.
So fast forward here, Will ends up going to jail on some, So it was kind of a time where there was no beats getting pushed.
Yeah.
So Wiz and Bone ended up, they ended up collaborating and meeting up with DJ D-Mill.
Right, okay.
Out in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They used to go there every year for spring break in Cancun.
Okay. Nice.
And D-Mel and those guys used to hold it down, DJing. Him and his brother Eddie, like
the SB Style crew and all that.
Yeah, SB Style. Shout out SB Style. They ran Cancun, I heard. Like,
damn.
Yeah, so
that sounds like great days, man.
Yep. Like I heard they seen them cats out there with like Minnesota hats on, like, oh, y'all from Minnesota? Kind of connected like that.
Wow.
So from then on, it was like, oh, I got a studio. D-Mel had a studio. So we ended up going out. Wiz connected with them. They ended up connecting, doing tracks. They were like, yo, T, let's go out here and do some stuff over some D-Mel beats.
Damn.
Me and Morocco ended up doing an album called The Ambush Killers.
Okay. That sounds hard.
A mixtape, yeah. And Bones and Wiz ended up connecting as a group. This is all while Will went to jail. He's still in jail.
Yep.
So Long Doe ended up forming up.
Okay.
And
yeah, I mean, that just sounds like a film. Like, that sounds like that needs to be turned into a movie. Just down in Cancun and, like, linking up and, like, the first connections.
Wiz got his whole story. He got a whole nother story, you know, so he could do a book. I could do a book.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so it was like that, man. And
So were you ever affiliated, like, as far as Long Doe, like, were you officially part of them at all, or were y'all just friends, just close friends?
We were just real close friends. I was there for the birth of Long Doe. Like, I was basically a part of it. I wasn't, like, actually putting albums under Long Doe, you know, but I'm on a lot of their music, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they like brothers, so it's like I am Long Doe, but I'm not.
Yep,
you know,
exactly.
I ended up
extended family.
Exactly.
Yep.
So what I ended up doing is during this time, I ended up connecting with my boy Kurt's brother named Josh.
Okay.
Josh Cobb, and he had a studio, and he had beats and stuff.
Okay.
And, I was like kind of just out, you know, still, you know, figuring it out, you know, just back then cats just wanted to rap, man.
Right.
Beats were kind of not easy to come by. It wasn't no YouTubes like, man, let me just pull up some tracks.
Right.
Nah, you had to really kind of know producers and know people that can record you.
Right.
You know, so we ended up going over to his lab and connecting, and he had a studio, and we were like, oh, okay. We recorded over there, and that slowly became One Mic.
Okay. That
was the name of the first label I was actually with. One Mic Studios or One Mic Production. So we would record, and I ended up dropping a few songs with them, and then my guy Josh ends up meeting this cat named Abi Nav, and he brought him through the studio. So Abi comes through the studio. We ended up clicking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we ended up doing a show out in Burnsville at this bowling alley.
Okay.
And I remember Longshot was in it. This is the first time I met Longshot.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so he was at that show, and we rocked that. And ever since that, man, Abi ended up he was like, man, you know, started vibing with us. And we just, you know, he started throwing shows at, what was that? Not the Foundation, but
oh yeah, what was that spot? I know
it
what
was
you're talking
right
about.
around the
It
corner
was right
from
by
Pizza
there.
Luce.
Yeah.
It was we used to throw shows there.
Damn. Yeah.
And we used to rock a lot of shows, man, with what was it, DJ Next or man,
Okay.
yeah. So we did that, and that was
Dope.
Yep.
Dope. Let me see here. So I think around this time I want to get into the Sun&La stuff, but before Sun&La is when you went through the open heart surgery, right?
Oh yes.
Is that something you feel like talking about?
Yeah, we could talk about that.
Why don't you tell us about that whole experience, man? Because not a lot of people on this earth can say that they've been through something like that and still be here kicking it, looking great. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, man, that was a crazy situation. So after, you know, all of this, we had already, from where, you know, One Mic Studios ended up kind of falling apart. Josh stopped doing beats, and then we ended up turning into Cherry Sky Studio.
Okay, yep.
So that was it. That was the label. That's what we still rep.
Yeah,
you know, Abi and a couple of the homies. So
yeah, and y'all have like the whole package together too. You have the video guy, you got the studio, you got the beats. You ain't got to go anywhere else outside of your camp.
Yeah, my guy Abi's holding down the videos, and man, we were doing the production, and we had the studio in St. Paul.
Dope.
Yeah, so at that time, that was when we were in St. Paul, and I remember being in the studio not feeling cool, man, and I was like, man, you know, let me go. I had talked to my girl. She was like, yeah, why don't you take yourself to the hospital? And I did, and sure enough, man, I was just feeling terrible, and they were like, they kept me in, and then that's what it was. They were like, yeah, man, good thing you came in. You know, it could have been. So I'm glad, you know, to myself that I brought myself in.
Yeah, man.
You know, and then I ended up having a cracked aorta.
Ooh.
Yeah, so pulled through with that, man. Through the grace of God, and I'm in the hospital recovering, man, and it's, you know, it's crazy. Like, man, I'm in there for 2 weeks, and you know, I mean, I'm doing fine. I'm like, man, I'm good. I made it. Like, it's crazy.
Were you pretty freaked out about the whole experience?
Afterward, I mean, it was still just kind of like you just in a zone, man. You just kind of like, it was like a rebirth. I swear to God, man. It's it was like a new. Yeah, so every time, man, it would be people, you know, coming in like, yo, T, what up? I'd have visitors, and you know, and I just remember one day, this cat coming in. I had met him a few times, but you know, through Wiz, but I didn't know him really that good. Like, you know, and it was Sun Chi.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he came through. He used to be like, yeah, man, how you doing, man? You know, you know, you good. So he would come through, and this was just the first day, and I'm like, all right, you know, I'm thinking, you know how visitors will pop up, and that you like, oh, I seen that cat, because it was a lot of cats I really didn't know that came through to be like, yo.
Yeah.
But then I remember the next day, and this cat came again. I'm like, oh, you again. Like, oh, man, what up? And then I think he had like some Yo MTV rap cards.
Okay.
And he had beats on his phone.
Oh shit.
Or just we would just talk about hip hop and just like what was going on, because I guess during that time in the hospital, it was kind of just like not really nothing popping.
Just stagnant.
Yeah.
It just kind of
kept me. Yeah, it kept me. I guess relevant to what like, man. So he He just kept coming through. We would just build. He was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna come through tomorrow, man, and we can. I was like, yeah, cool. So he came through like pretty much every day until I checked out. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, man?
Like you had to do all this parking and do all like. So he went through all of that.
Yeah.
That was love, man. And
man.
I felt like, dang, man, like he kind of like I needed that.
Right.
So I in my dedication track, I speak on that. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So you get out the hospital. How long was the recovery process? Like
in the hospital?
As far as how many months or weeks did it take before you felt like you were back kind of to normal?
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know?
Man, I would have to say at least. But what's crazy is you would bug out, man. So while I'm in the hospital, so this is the, let me rewind.
Yeah.
I'm in the hospital and I'm just like, man, I got this one track that my guy Stephen Wolf did that I already had this track, and I was like, man, this is a track that it's called Here I Go Again.
Okay.
Organized Grind for the Work Uno. Recorded live at Graff Roots Studios in South Minneapolis.
Turn on the lights, turn on the mics. Yeah, I made my return. Y'all gonna learn tonight. Your boy's back, and I'm feeling right. Up in cherry skies, that red eye still in flight. I put down the pen, wasn't trying to chill and write. Forget trying to sign a deal, I was trying to deal with life. It gets real trife in the game for a little fame. So rappers tried to kill hip-hop. Which one's to blame? Probably some lame. I gotta keep it breathing, I ain't leaving. The game needs me, that's why I came this evening. To take shots at the top. I'm aiming, squeezing at these fake MCs like it's gaming season. Sometimes you wanna do the same, so don't pretend your game's over, friend. It's mine now. Here I go again. Yeah, here I go again. Yeah, I'm back and I'm better than I ever been. Yeah, they tried to hold a brother down, but now I'm back with some crack from the underground. Yeah, I took a little hiatus. If you thought I said goodbye for good, well, hi, haters. Hi, haters. Hi, haters. Hi, haters. Hi, haters. Here I go again like Glenn Jones, I've been gone. Just elevating my mind is really all I've been on. I took a break. Like Silver did a shin bone, but now I'm touching down in the lap like it's the end zone to drop these precious jewels, shining, call them gemstones, straight from the essence. You can see it in my skin tone, and it's that sounds of blackness. I was gonna quit, but I stayed optimistic about my passion. Missing in action, I was missing the action. When I wanted to walk away, something always pulled me back in, and now I'm back in. It's time to get it cracking. I'm giving you the best that I got until this track. And now they screaming encore. They don't want the show to end. It feels good to flow again for y'all. Here I go again. Yeah, here I go again. Yeah, I'm back and I'm better than I ever been. Yeah, they tried to hold a brother down, but now I'm back with some crack from the underground. Yeah, I took a little hiatus. If you thought I said goodbye for good, well, hi, haters. Hi, haters. Hi, haters. Haters, haters. Let me zip my coat up and clear my throat up. Step on the stage, I'm glad y'all all showed up. Yo, I do this for y'all, not the promoters. For the people around the world, but mostly Minnesota. It's time I give back, cause I feel I owe ya. To keep pushing me to flow when at times I feel it's over. But I ain't gonna quit, you gotta kill this soldier, because I'm ready to die to try to heal this culture. I feel you gotta sell your soul to get that real exposure. But I just make soul music, I'm an ill composer. Now I gotta show love if you still in my corner. My real brothers, no Warner. And all the fans, man, I feel you like I know you. We got closer. I'm back, but the show's over. Bring it to a closure. Yeah, here I go again. Yeah, I'm back and I'm better than I ever been. Yeah, they tried to hold a brother down, but now I'm back with some crack from the underground. Yeah, I took a little hiatus. If you thought I said goodbye for good, well, hi, haters. Hi, haters. Hi, haters. Haters, haters.
anybody that wants to just say a couple words to this crowd, this gravity event. Tla Shawn, how you doing, brother?
Yeah. I want to show love to everybody that showed me love when I was down, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that made the Gravity Part 2, you know what I'm saying? Much love, respect, y'all.
Make some noise for Tla Shawn.
Track was about me just taking a break, kind of not rapping. I mean, I was rapping, but it was kind of like just taking a break from, you know, doing stuff like the little hiatus.
Yeah.
But the song is like, yeah, I'm back, here I go again. That's what I was rapping about.
Okay.
On the song, I had already recorded it.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, while I was in the hospital, I'm laying there and I'm like, man, you know what? This song could be about me getting out of the hospital and like, here I go again through this. Mm-hmm. So I was like, man, Abi, come bring your camera in here and let's shoot a video.
Shit. Yeah.
So we ended up shooting a video while I was at the hospital.
Damn.
I don't know if you ever seen that.
That's another one. No, so the name is called
Here I Go
Again by Tla Shawn.
Yes.
All right, go and YouTube that. I'm going to do the same thing when this is done, too. I might even drop it in the episode as well.
Yeah,
just so
you
people
definitely want to see
can
that,
hear
man.
it.
Yeah, it's so the video shows you pretty much my whole process of being laid up. Like it shows me laid up in the hospital for real. Like it's a dope video. It shows people coming to visit and all of that. What's so weird is that Sun Chi came to visit every day, but he's not in this video. It's so weird. Wiz and a couple other people are in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's kind of gives you the whole thing on how I go from the hospital bed to stage. It shows you all of that. So within like, I'd say, out of the hospital, maybe 2 weeks.
Really?
I'm already on stage. Maybe a week.
Damn, man.
I'm already at Honey doing a benefit show or a welcome home show. It's all in the video.
Okay.
So you guys got to watch it.
Definitely going to check that out. So when you're rapping, I mean, live, I mean, are you feeling like you're back to normal or are you kind of taking it slow? Cause,
I had to take it slow. I mean, but I was cool though. You know, I just, just didn't really try to go too hard like I normally did, but slowly but surely I was able to get I was like, man, I'm back. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So Sun Chi starts to come by the hospital. Now you're out and healed. When did the talks of becoming a unit begin as Sun&La? Was that in the hospital or was that after the hospital?
I think that was in the hospital.
Okay.
I think he had brought up an idea like, because I think he was like, man, I got beats and I don't know. Maybe it wasn't in the hospital. I'm trying to think when did we come? But that was his whole idea.
Okay.
Sun&La was Sun Chi's whole idea.
Okay.
Yeah, because what he said to me is he was like, yo, man, I really feel Alchemist and Evidence's project Step Brothers.
Yeah, that's right.
He was like, I love that name, Step Brothers. He was like, I kind of want to, I got an idea we can play off. Like Sun&La, like my son-in-law. I was like, he was like, yeah, because I'm Sun Chi and you're Tla, and we can be son-in-law. And that was his whole idea. I was like, man, that's dope.
That is dope.
Yeah, because he was geeked on that Step Brothers. He's like, yeah, man, I wanna start a group and I could do beats for you and you could just rap. And he had all the tracks already ready. All those beats that you hear on the Il Collage album.
Right.
Were like already like, he sent me. He was like, man. And I was like, it's like I told him and people like, I don't even feel like I wrote that album.
Yeah.
Like it was just something that just took, over and I just did it.
Yeah,
and
man.
Every track was done like, yeah.
Yeah, so. I mean, when you stumble upon those kind of beats that just when you hear it, you already have it conceptualized. Like, I already know from this beat what I'm gonna say, or like the melody of the hook, or anything. Like,
because how Sun Chi did his beats, he his beats were like a movie. Like he would already have the concept kind of already. It was already kind of concepted, themed already, the beat. So you would have to, I would already be like, let me work with this and just kind of flip it into something. And and they always worked. Yeah. And he would be like, man, that was so genius. Like he, dude.
Yeah, man. So when y'all started to work now, it's official. Was he tracking you, or were you still going to SP Styles to go track?
Still going to SP Style. We would be in there with D-Mail. And yeah, man, him and D-Mail, man, we all just had a good bond, man.
That's dope.
We did both of our projects over at SP Style Studios.
That's dope. And I know that I got to play a show with you. We opened up for Grandmaster Kaz.
Yes.
Who were some of the other people that y'all got the privilege to rock for?
We got to do two Dilla days.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, we did the Dilla Day at 7th Street Entry. That was the one with Prince Poe and Ed O.G. Mm-hmm. And then we did Dilla Days at Ice House, which was with Pete Rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so we did that, and man, I got flyers for a lot of shows we did. We've just done a lot of. Yeah. We opened up for You God as well.
Okay.
From Wu-Tang at the Nomad.
Dope. Yeah. Damn, I was gonna ask something, but yeah, man, it's definitely sad that we lost him. I know that there's a show coming up soon, but we're gonna go ahead and save that for the end.
Okay.
Why don't we go ahead and hit this second commercial break? We're an hour in with the episode, so this is good.
Yeah.
So we'll hit this second commercial break. This is Organized Grind, the podcast, chilling with Tla Shawn. We'll be right back. Hey, what's up, world? This is Oracle Uno checking in to let you know that I just released a brand new EP entitled Speech Therapy. It's entirely self-produced, and you can now get it at oracleuno.com. That's ORIKALUNO.com. Thank you for listening.
It's all unraveling, I feel it in my abdomen. About to take a swim in a bottle from the cabinet. Full throttle, hollowing the content of the glass I sip. Too much pain, yeah, the shit ain't even masking it. Okay, got a few loose things I need to tighten up. Do it in the dark before the sky tries to brighten up. Maneuver in the shadows, that's all I'm really used to. Most people always try to find a way to use it. Feeling for a drive, I'm in need to feel alive. 95 miles per hour on a 94 ride. Pissing off passerbyers that are forced to coincide with me. Middle finger up to the punk on the side of me. Rough around the edges, disrespecting the guest list. Use all my drink tickets and forget the set list. I've seen it all before and you ain't impressive. I ain't shit either, yeah, I've learned that lesson. Had it go in the wind. Got my windows open, I ain't holding it in. I try to take it slow, but the motion's intense. It happened too fast, can't get over the bends. Let it go, let it go, let it go in the wind. Got my windows open, I ain't holding it in. I try to take it slow, but the motion's intense. It happened too fast, can't get over the bends. Let it go, let it go. My vision hazy, yeah, I know I'm living crazy though.
Yes. Organized Grind, the podcast with Oracle Uno, kicking it with Tla Shawn. Just getting into a bunch of just dope history, some dope shit here.
Crazy.
So yeah, man, talking about Sun&La, we did just recently lose Sun Chi. Just came out of nowhere. It seems like just like a fucking hurricane or like a storm just came and just wiped away the island, you know, like
that was hard news, man, to just hear. I was just like, I just didn't want to believe it, man. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I try to explain this to people the best that I can, but there's just something really eerie about the fact that like within a week's worth of time, you can go from talking to somebody to losing them, and now they're physically no longer on the earth. And
exactly.
it just makes you kind of look at life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's fucking fragile. But we just had a memorial. That was what was the name of that gallery? It was at
the Lower Town Art Gallery,
Lower Town in St. Paul, and we did the episode for him, and I got to sit down and talk to a lot of people that were close to him, and it seems like Lower Town, he held a very special place in his heart in that area. But
which is crazy is because we did our last show in Lower Town.
Oh man,
it was like 2 weeks before this at 12 Eyes Brewing.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it was a nice gig, man. He had to use a headphone for a microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of those,
Some
they
old school
only
shit.
had one mic, but Sun Chi, we made it work, man. That's how we did it, man.
Yeah, so you were just saying, he was pretty much the machine behind Sun&La, and now the mission is to get lab work on Spotify and streaming.
Yes.
But I mean, what's your current plan as far, because that was like your group, I mean, what where does that leave you?
Well, it leaves me to keep the Sun&La legacy alive. I mean, it's gonna be, probably some unreleased tracks, some beats probably pulled out of the files that never were heard. But I'm definitely gonna keep recording. I have a mixtape I'm dropping called the Book of TLA Part 2.
Okay.
I dropped the first one about 3 years ago, so we just coming back, hosted by Dan Speak.
Nice.
So that was something I was doing, while Sun&La was still going, because I still, am a solo artist, and Sun Chi, was a producer. He had beats for a lot of local artists in the city, as well known as some major artists too.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's gonna be something I'm gonna keep doing. It's gonna actually, spark me to do more. Just to keep it alive, man. I'm sure he would, love it and want to, see that. So
yeah, and I mean, it's still really fresh. But how are you doing right now? Like, as far as your mind state and just life, like, are you hanging in there? Are you okay? Are you still kind of processing it?
Yeah, you were at a celebration, and you could feel the energy, man. And it was just like, I think with that and me writing a dedication track kind of let a lot off of how I was feeling. It's like the name of the dedication track is called Last Cry. And I just think he's saying, like, y'all don't need to cry for me, smile, because I always made you guys smile. Like, I'm a happy dude. Like,
right.
So I kind of just like, man, let me be happy now. We had the last cry.
Yeah, that shit, I mean, just the fact when I was speaking to him when he was in the hospital still, he was definitely on that, like, don't feel bad for me, like, don't pity me, like, I'm not looking for any sort of, but I was like, dude, like, I care about you, like, I just want you to be okay. And he's like, man, just don't even sweat it.
Yeah, because I'm sure that's how he was, man. I'm sure he just was like, man, he could tough out anything, man, because like I said, he came to the hospital every day to see me, and it made me feel like, wow, I need this energy. But now I look back, I think him coming there was something he needed too. Yeah, I mean, I think he was like, man, this is something I need to do. It was like some guardian angel type stuff. Like, he was just like, man, it was crazy. Like, that's why our connection was crazy.
Rest in peace, son, man. We definitely miss you.
Rest in peace.
We are doing a show. I will say we, because I will be there as well. But why don't you go ahead and let them know about the show that we're doing on Tuesday, April 30th at the Nomad, starting at 10 p.m. Why don't you go ahead and share some information about that?
Yeah, I felt it was a no-brainer, man, to do a real very special tribute to Sun Chi. You know, as soon as possible. I wanted to make sure it was in the month of April. I didn't want, you know, because this is the month he passed away. I didn't want to have it moved to June, so I wanted to, or not June, but May. So I wanted to, you know, do this as soon as possible, you know, and so we put it together for a Tuesday night, April 30th. We're going to have a donation pile for Sun Chi's family. If everybody wants to definitely donate to that, we're going to, you know, help them out, man, because, you know, as much as we going through it, they probably going through it a lot more. So we got some dope artists that's going to be there that I felt Sun Chi would want to see, that definitely represented him, who he liked to hear, and who was on some of his tracks. So, you know, I definitely, you know, chose you guys to rock that. Yeah, man.
1+1 will be in the building.
1+1 definitely would be in there. Dispute 1. Yes, and I actually put Wit, Justin Whitman. He's an artist that has a project with Sun Chi called Snack Pack.
Nice.
And yeah, he's like one of the only artists that besides me has a project with him. So I had to put Wit on there so he can perform a lot of that.
That's dope.
Yep. And my guy Jube Osiris, he does a lot of video and a lot of mixing for us. He's a new up and coming artist that's killing it.
Nice, nice.
So he'll be in the house, and we got Vinny Crooks.
That's right. Yeah, that kid is nice.
Vinny Crooks is definitely nice.
He's next up.
Yeah, Sun Chi really looked up to this kid and said to me, like, yo, he's gonna be the next, you know, he's nice, man.
He's super
Sun
nice.
Chi likes that real stuff just like me, so
yeah,
he lets me know what he likes, and I felt Vinny Crooks was definitely an artist. And
definitely
I also got Niles Chadwick
Yep.
Phillips. He's definitely a big part of a big, you know, fan of what we do, and we're a big fan of what he does, and he shows it, and I felt it was right for him to come rep Sun Chi, because, you know, he definitely he'll tell me how much he'll love a Sun Chi beat like nobody else. So
right.
I think Sun would appreciate him. We have a song too on our project that we're gonna be rocking called Sun Goddess.
Sun Goddess. Yeah,
that's definitely one of the illest songs.
Definitely.
Man. And I'm definitely gonna take the stage and give a special performance for Sun. You know, we're gonna do some lab work, some ill collage, and I'll be performing the new dedication track for the first time.
Nice.
So it's gonna be nice, man. April 30th, 10 o'clock. You know, NOMAD World Pub, 501 Cedar Avenue.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And the suggested donation is like $4, but if you can do more, do more.
Well, it's still gonna be a $4 entry.
Okay.
We're gonna have a donation.
Oh, got it.
Besides that, because we want people to donate. You know, I mean, it's gonna be, you know, we want people to show love, man. We want this to all get to his family. I'm gonna also have Sun&La Forever T-shirts, and I'll have Sun Chi T-shirts.
Dope.
The physical, if you haven't seen the graphic of Sun Chi. So I'll have those as well, and it'll be vendors, Super Kush, and THC clothing there that Sun Chi definitely represented.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, definitely check out the Nomad Tuesday, April 30th. This show will be coming out on Sunday, the 28th, so we'll have a couple days to push it. But yeah, man, rest in peace, Sun Chi. Let's go ahead and lighten the mood here a little bit. This is what we like to call the Lightning Gauntlet on Organized Grind, the podcast. Basically, it's 3 random questions. We don't know what the questions are. If the questions are whack, we will re-pick the question. But let's go ahead and put Tla Shawn through the Lightning Gauntlet here. So let's see here. Question number 1. All right. Let's see here. If you could introduce a brand new act to a traveling circus, what act would it be?
To a traveling circus? 。
we can change that one too.
So you mean to act like as far as like some kind of
activity?
Oh, okay.
Like what kind of shit would you introduce to a traveling kind of circus show?
Man, I would have like some cats rapping, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to do. That'd be ill having cats doing like some trapeze tricks while they spitting some flows or something, man. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, man. Let's see here. In your opinion, which month of the year has the best aromas?
Definitely November.
Okay, you're a fan of the leaves?
Yeah, that's my birthday month too, man.
Oh, that's what's up.
It's just got that spice, that Thanksgiving. I don't know, not just the outdoor. It's just like fall. That's what it is, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a couple more just because these first two are kind of like but here's the third one. Oftentimes, movie sequels fall disappointingly short of the original movie. By contrast, what do you believe is the best sequel to a movie that you've ever seen?
I'm gonna have to say, man, I wish I had my movie list. Better than the first.
Yeah. There's not a lot of them out there.
I know, definitely not. I'm gonna have to say like Airplane or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I mess with them comedies, man. It had to be a comedy. What is it?
Okay.
Naked Gun or something?
I mean, in my opinion, I would do like maybe like Star Wars. The Empire Strikes Back.
Do you think that's better than
than the first Star Wars that came out before?
Because they're more advanced. I feel like you could do that, but sometimes I feel like the stories can get a little more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, like if we were to do the worst, I could do that easy.
What's the worst?
The worst is definitely Carlito's Way. Oh my God.
Yeah, why are you doing a second to Carlito's Way?
Did you see that?
Oh, it's bad.
Puffy in it? Oh my goodness.
Man.
All
right, how about this? If a master craftsman offered to custom build any piece of furniture you wanted for your home, what would you choose?
Man, it'd have to be a ill massage type, hammock type, something I could just chill in, lay in.
Yeah.
It's like something that's just,
that's like fit for you.
Fit just for me, that you can't even sit in it if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you ain't you.
Yeah, it'd be some high tech like that. Man.
Dope. All right, here's the last one. That this is probably a good one to end off on.
Yeah.
If you were elected mayor or president of your town, what would be your first major act?
Oh man.
The town of Tla.
The town of my town?
Yeah, if you ran the city, what would be the first thing that you would pass for the city?
Man, it'd have to be something free, man, for people struggling, man. I mean, it'd have to be. I have to pass something, man. We can't have people struggling out here, man. I have to pass some kind of law to make something free for homeless people or people that's just struggling. I don't know, man. Some kind of act like that. But if it was my town, it wouldn't be none of that anyway, though.
Sure, yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, thank you so much for spending the time. We almost got an hour and a half of good information and history and just overall just good shit from you, man. So thank you so much for taking the time on your Saturday morning to come kick it.
Man, you're welcome, man.
Do you have any sort of final words, shout outs, plugs that you want to put out here?
Oh yeah, man, definitely. I want to give a shout out to everybody I work with. Shout out Abhinav. Shout out to Big Wiz. Shout out to my man Jubei Osiris. Shout out everybody I've done music with, man. We gonna keep it alive, man. It's 2019, man. It's a crazy year, but you know, catch us out at Soundset. We're gonna be out there with my guy THC Clothing and Super Kush.
Dope.
And we trying to keep this Sun&La alive, man. This is what it is. It's tough, but I'm gonna keep the torch lit, man. Shout out to Sun Chi though, man.
Yeah, shout out, man. We miss you.
Miss you, man.
So we're gonna end the podcast. Tla brought a track from his upcoming mixtape, is what you're calling it, right?
Yeah, this is the Book of Tla, Chapter 2. I did the first one, man, like 2 years back. So this is the first single off of that. I shot a video for it, shot by my man Jube Osiris.
That's what's up, and that is Where I'm From, Murdapolis by Tla Shawn.
Murder.
So, hey, thank you so much for coming on once again. This has been Organized Grind, the podcast with Oracle Uno, Tla Shawn. As always, peace and love.
Peace.
Organized Grind with Oracle Uno. Recorded live at Graff Roots Studios in South Minneapolis.
I had killed a man who looked like me, whose mother and father looked like my mother and father, and nothing happened. The police didn't come after me. No one did. I could have killed others if I wanted to and gotten away with it.
There's now appears to be little doubt that this will be the most murderous year in the city's history. Ironically, this comes at a time when New York, of all places, is seeing a decrease in the number of murders. But here in Minneapolis, another young man died on the streets today, the 58th murder victim of the year, and it's only July.
Damn, the murder rap is back, cause every other day they say somebody else got clapped. Like a round of applause on the ground and they draws. Let's stop the gunplay, put them down and just pause. From north side to south side, indoors and outside. When I heard they killed T, I just about died. And my man AC, man, it's crazy. Cause 1 minute your head, the next you pushing up Daisy. So give them the roses when they can put them to their noses. And always say peace when they leave and the door closes. Just take notice and stay focused like the day I wrote this letter but didn't pay postage. In all fairness, just spreading awareness to the people. Cause kids plus guns, careless is what it equals. I'm from where it's lethal and niggas that leave you dead or a vegetable like you in beef stew. Start a movement like the Me Too. But tell the kids to put down the heat and let's call it be cool. Before you get clapped up and have me talking about you in my next weekly wrap up. These is facts, bruh. This ain't fake news. Been walking around with red bottoms before they made the shoes. From stepping in a pool of blood and everybody got a weapon. I don't do the club. Where I'm from, where I'm from, ain't nothing nice. Cough up a lung where I'm from, ain't nothing nice. Cough up a lung where I'm from, ain't nothing nice. Cough up a lung where I'm from, ain't nothing nice.
This year's murder victims range in age from 22 months to 66 years old. Men have been victims more often than women, and young African American men have suffered the highest murder rates of all.